Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Oh Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Oh Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Everyone, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Everyone, those who are not singing, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe, 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 Radhe Radhe Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Radhe Radhe Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Radhe Radhe Radhe, Radhe Radhe Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Radhe Radhe Radhe, Govind Radhe Radhe, Radhe Radhe Radhe. Hari bol, Hari bol, Hari 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 bol, Hari bol, Hari bol, bol Hari Hari bol, Hari bol, Hari bol, Hari 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 bol, Hari bol, Hari bol, bol Hari Hari bol, Hari bol, Hari bol, Hari bol, Hari 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 bol, 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 Hari 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 bol. Oh Hari bol, Hari bol, Hari 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 bol, Hari bol, Hari bol, bol Hari Hari bol, Hari bol, Hari bol, Hari 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 bol, Hari 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 bol. बोलो श्री राधा गोविंद की जय। ज्ञान तिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जन शलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। गुरुवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकाय सदारये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपीकांत राधाकांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वृंदाय तुलसी देवी प्रियाय केशव सचा कृष्ण भक्ति प्रदे देवी सत्यवते नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। Kindly everyone raise your hands and call out for the Lord for the mercy. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. One more time, loudly. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Okay. My humble obeisances to my Guru Maharaj and all entire Guru Parampara, all seniors, devotees present here for under guidance of respected sannyasi, Pujapad Bhakti Vedant Bhakti Madhav Rasikanand Maharaj. Yeah, we are happy to say Bhakti Vedant all the time. Bhumipati Prabhu and Vinay Prabhu, my seniors here. Devotees came from very far distance, all the way from Boston, Philadelphia, Jersey, Queens, Bronx. I came from India to celebrate very, very auspicious, not the Sunday, but a very special boat festival. The two occasions today. Foremost, one and only one, Radha Govindji is on the boat, and a boat festival which Krishna Mohan Prabhu and his family, his son, Mataji, and their sons all together, and the grandchildren too. I saw yesterday they were working so hard to make this place so nice and beautiful, and arranged this beautiful pond, a pool, I said pond, with flowers, not ordinary flowers, but flowers of their emotions, which are offered to Radha Govindji, and they are on the boat. It's a very, very special pastime. So this is one occasion. Second occasion is birthday of Aradhya Devi Dasi. Her name was Anupam, but I decided to change her name, and legally it's got changed in the university. Her name is Aradhya Devi Dasi. Aradhya Devi Ki. A beautiful name. So celebration of birthday was there, planned by the family, but I was thinking, no, wait a minute. Let us do something very special. The birthdays get blessed when we celebrate those birthdays by putting some occasion for the pleasure of the deities, the home worship deities, Radha Govindji. And of course, with the presence of all the Vaishnavas and the Vaishnavis. So it's her great fortune today. Sannyasis are here, senior disciples of Srila Prabhupada and Srila Gurudev. They put so much efforts and endeavors to come here to bless her, to bless me for this wonderful occasion. I'm thinking from where to start with, Aradhya or boat festival. But it is a combo, this occasion is a combination of these two events. So let us come to first the meaning of Aradhya. Aradhya means our Aradhya is not Krishna. Those who are the followers of Sitaram, their Aradhya is Sitaram. But then they have to take initiation in that particular sampradaya to receive the mantra of Sitaram, to get perfection, to achieve that abode, the spiritual abode, which is Saket Dham, where Sri Sitaram eternally residing there and performing many, many pastimes. full of Maryada. But those who worship Lord Narayan, the devotees who worship Lakshmi Narayan, their Aradhya is Lakshmi Narayan and their destination goes to Vaikuntha. They can't go to Saket Dham. Because the Aradhana, the worship depends on who is your Aradhya. It's a very important point. Please focus here. The worship, Aradhana, depends on who is your Aradhya. So those practitioners or devotees who worship Lakshmi Narayan as their Aradhya, they are worshipable. Aradhya means worshipable. They go to Vaikuntha. They can't go to Saket. Those who worship Krishna, they are known as Vaishnavas. Those practitioners who worship Krishna alone, Madhav alone, Krishna alone, they are called Vaishnavas. And they get initiation in the Krishna mantra. That's their Aradhya. But those who worship Radha Rani the most, means in comparison with Radha and Krishna, one who takes Radha Rani very seriously and worship Radha Rani, and their Aradhya is Radha Rani, they are known as Gaudiya Vaishnavas. So we are very proud to say, many of us here, we are Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Because our Aradhya is not Krishna, our Aradhya is Radha Rani. So what is the significance of this? The significance of this is a philosophical part which makes a great foundation for that important knowledge, the spiritual knowledge, to understand who should be our Aradhya. First of all, this has to be destined. Who should be our Aradhya, worshipable? And then practice accordingly to achieve, to accomplish the Aradhana, the worship of that Aradhya, the worshipable. Our Aradhya, Gaudiya Vaishnava Aradhya is not Krishna. Our Aradhya is Radha Rani. And that too because we are followers of Krishna. And when I am saying we are followers of Krishna means Krishna's Aradhya is Radha Rani. Mahajano je gata sa pantha. Following the footsteps of Mahajans. Mahajans means great saintly personalities. They worship Krishna, saying Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. Govinda Madi Purusham Tamam Bhajami. And Krishna is the cause of all causes. And Krishna is to Bhagavan Swayam. There are so many evidences from the Shastras which claims Krishna is the supreme personality, endowed with all opulence and sweetness. But in Vrindavan, or can say the mood of Vrindavan is where Krishna himself do worship Aradhana of Radha Rani. And that's why Radha Rani is Aradhya of Krishna. I have here. Thank you. Thank you so much. Amongst all the scriptures, Srimad Bhagavatam is the foremost. Or Srimad Bhagavatam is the essence of all the scriptures, all Vedas, Puranam, Upanishad, Mahabharata, Brahma Sutra, everything. When it comes to the crux, that is Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam, 18,000 verses. How many verses? I'm going to ask next time when I come. 18,000 verses, Srimad Bhagavatam. The most important episode which happened in Srimad Bhagavatam, the most important, is what? Vinay Prabhu? The Ras Leela. See? This is the beauty of Gaudiya Vaishnavas. They are fully injected with this. The best episode in the entire 18,000 verses Srimad Bhagavatam is Ras Leela. And the most important words in Ras Leela. The most important words in that Ras Leela, which makes like a crown. We say the crown. Crown is always to be kept on the head. That means the best and the foremost is the verse describing who is our Aradhya. Anne Radhito Nunam Bhagwan Hari Ishwar. The word Aradhya is present in this verse. Anne Radhito Nunam Bhagwan Hari Ishwar. Shukdev Goswami, the reciter of Srimad Bhagavatam, boldly speaking this out of delight, is announcing this. That who is Aradhya? So there are two versions of this story. Version A is Krishna is Aradhya because he has been served by the best amongst all the gopis. Best amongst all the gopis is Radharani. And that means the Aradhya, the worshipable, is Krishna. That's one part. But this is totally wrong. Incorrect. What is the correct version? The correct version is Krishna, who is supreme, who spoke Bhagavad Gita, and he claims, Aham Sarvasya Prabhu, I am the Lord of everyone. Everything emanates from me. And not only is saying this, he is showing this, his universal form, to make everyone believe, yes, I am supreme, I am supreme. No one has ever declared that I am the supreme. No one has. Krishna did this because he is supreme. That Krishna, who is supreme personality, all demigods worship him, and he is the Aradhya of all demigods. That Krishna serves. He performs his loving services and dedication to his Aradhya, his worshipable, and his worshipable is Radharani. So why not then Radharani can become our worshipable? That Radharani is who is worshipable of Krishna. And that makes her name Aradhya. One who is being served by Krishna himself. And that's why we all are under the guidance of that Aradhya Devi. Aradhya Devi means Radharani. So therefore, all the festivals we hear, Holi, Rasa Leela, Holi, swing pastimes, Jhulan, including boat festival, is meant for only one purpose. It's not for the pleasure of Krishna. It's the pleasure for the pleasure of Aradhya, means Radharani. Who designs this? Yoga Maya potency. But who evoke or provoke Yoga Maya to do this? Krishna. For the pleasure of his Aradhya, Radharani. That is the only purpose of this pastime. The holy pastime also, the Ras Leela also, only to declare the glories of Radharani alone. That's the intent of Krishna to perform Ras Leela. And boat festival is a portion of, a part of Ras Leela. When all the gopis, Antram Anganam Anganam Madhavam, Madhavam Madhav cha Antranganam, when two gopis and one Madhav, means 100 million gopis are dancing with Krishna, and Radha and Krishna in the middle, in that arena, they are in the middle, and all the gopis and other Krishnas, manifestation of Krishnas, they're dancing together. And after Ras Leela took place, for how long? Not 2-3 hours. One night of Brahma. Yes, Kumarji. One night of Brahma. The one night of Brahma is not like we just passed one night last night. Few hours only. One night of Brahma is how many kalpas? How many years, Maharaj? 4,320,000,000.
4,032 million.
4,033,000,000 nights. Oh, years, sorry. This one night of Brahma, the Ras took place that long. And if anyone is dancing for 4 billion years, imagine what's going to happen. Krishna Mahaprabhu, let's dance tonight, all night, and see what's going to happen. We feel like drained, drinking a lot of water, and we want to jump in a pond, Atlantic Ocean. And after that, Ras Leela, there happened water splashing pastimes. Radharani, Krishna and all the gopis in the water splashing water on each other. And a boat festival took place then. But the speciality of this boat festival is what already Maharaj spoke about this. So if we have a small pond, let's say a small lake, how big boat you want in that small lake? You can't have a big cruise in there. It doesn't, it's not appropriate. A small boat is enough to move around in that lake, a neighborhood. Then imagine if you have Hudson River, or Mississippi River, the longest river. The small boat is not going to work out there. It needs to have a bigger boat. And when it comes to the ocean, then small boats and big boats is not enough. Then you need to have what? Big boat. Like a big cruise, 5 floor. To cross from one country to other country, crossing the oceans. Bigger boat. Hari Name Nauka Khani Shiguru Kandari. Maharaj already said this. Hari Name Nauka Khani. We are also in this ocean of material world, repeated birth and death. Krishna sent one boat for us. What is that boat? Hari Nam, chanting Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. But they have to be a captain of the boat. Without captain, the boat can't go. So who's the captain of this boat, of this Harinam Mahamantra? Shri Guru Kandari, Shri Gurudev, who knows the direction, who can navigate very well, which direction to go. If there is storm, hurricane, whatever, we don't have to move in that direction. Change the course. Sailing in a different direction. Shri Guru is very expert in this. This boat is sent to us by Krishna. But Krishna, even though full of compassion, Karuna, Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu, but Krishna takes this quality of being compassionate from the Karuna Shakti, and that's Radharani. Taking everything from Shri Radharani. Then he exhibits his quality of being Karuna Sindhu, the ocean of mercy, the ocean of compassion. He alone cannot do this. He takes this from Radharani. And therefore, to prove this, he manifests pastimes with Radharani. He can't do without Radharani. Let's say Ras Leela. Whom Krishna going to dance with? His friends? Not at all. Those who are his servants. So in Dasya Ras, in servitor mood, there is no boat festival. In Sakhya Ras, when there is friendship mood, Krishna is not with the Sakhas on the boat. Then comes the parental mood. Krishna can't be with Nand Maharaj or Yashodama in the boat. This is a rasa vas. The semblance of rasa there. So exclusively, there are certain pastimes which are only meant for Madhurya Ras, where only the gopis, the beloved of Krishna and Radharani and Krishna alone, no one else can be there. No one else can be there. In Holy Leela, Rasa Leela, swing pastime, Jhula Leela. It can only be in Madhurya Ras. Other rasas are not present or not allowed to be present there. So this is exclusively for those who are following the practicing Gaudiya Vaishnavism, and those who are Aradhya is Radharani alone. In this boat festival, there is another important point. There are 4 categories of the gopis: Swapakshas, Vipakshas, Tatasthas, Suryapakshas. Maybe for many it's something very dense and difficult, but we have to start from someday. So even if you're not understanding, just hear it. It's very auspicious. And those who know this, they're relishing this. The 4 categories of the 4 sections of the gopis. Vipakshas means the counterpart of Radharani. They are not in the boat festival. They are not there. Suryapakshas, the affectionate ones, another section called Suryapaksha, affectionate ones, they are not there. Then Tatasthas means those who are neutral, they are also not there. This boat festival exclusively meant for Swapaksha gopis. Lalita, Vishakha, Tungvidya, Sudevi, Rangadevi, Chitra, these are the Champaglata. 8 prominent girlfriends of Radharani. These are prominent, but there are many others. Many others. Only Swapaksha. Because where this pastime took place, specifically at Govardhan, very near to Radhakund, at Mansi Ganga, this festival. All it is being said, I am repeating this again, to conclude with a Siddhanta there. Radharani and the gopis, they carry pots of yogurt and milk for serving a rishi. Which rishi? Shandilya rishi. They are taking so many preps on their head to serve one sage who is doing some yajna and austerities. They are not taking these pots of milk and yogurt to sell. They are not into business of selling this. This is just like a gift to Shandilya Rishi, the sage Shandilya. Now they need to cross the river. How are you going to cross the river? You can't swim. You need a boat. The boat is present. The passengers are present. And if one person is not present, how the boat can go? Who's that person? The boatman. The boatman. For the pleasure of serving Radharani, Krishna drive pleasure by serving Radharani, and Krishna serve Radharani and extract pleasure from there. It's 2 ways. Krishna drive pleasure by serving Radharani, and Krishna drive pleasure to be with Radharani. So, he assumed many forms. Sometimes he disguised himself as a Bengal seller. He disguised himself as a lady, a woman, to sell bangles, to put on the hands of Radharani. Krishna is so beautiful, very beautiful, and when he takes the form of a woman, turns out to very beautiful, more beautiful. And he find all these excuses to meet Radharani because it's not easy to meet her. Because if it becomes easy to meet, then there is not fun. And that obstacle and the obstruction is to enhance the pleasure in the meeting. If the meeting becomes very easy, then there is not so much pleasure. But when there is so many obstructions, A to Z, and they're struggling too much, Radharani is struggling to meet Krishna. Krishna is struggling to meet Radharani. This loving reciprocation is not a material for a boyfriend and a girlfriend. They are struggling to meet each other. This is transcendental. This is spiritual dealings and reciprocation. So, in one sense, we can't relate this. And if we try to relate this, this will be like a very fading relation. It is like a perfume bottle. If you open the bottle of perfume, everything just evaporates. Okay? Material relationships are like that. But transcendental relationships are always capped very tightly. And it only open for certain occasions, for a certain purpose. And the purpose of Radha and Krishna is not enjoying. The purpose of Krishna and Radharani is to serve each other, which is not present in the material purposes, in the material reciprocations and dealings. There's always an enjoying mood. I enjoy you, you enjoy me. But in transcendental dealings, the enjoyment is for the others. And the mood of service is very prominent there. Krishna being Supreme Lord, but the mood is serving. Radharani, who is Aradhya, is worshipable of Krishna, but the mood is serving. Externally appears, both of them, they are enjoying this, but actually they both are serving each other. And for that, we need to know the philosophical backgrounds, the foundation which holds the entire palace of the Ras Vichar. So, mixing of philosophy and pastime. They're looking for a boatman and they called out, "Is there anyone? Boatman? Any boatman?" Krishna came as a boatman. Yes, yes, I'm here. I can very easily row the boat. I can cross this river very easy. All the gopis, please come, welcome in my boat. The gopis were carrying such big high pots of yogurt, milk, ghee, etc. and other preps. They came on the boat. And Krishna is rowing that boat. Very clever, very tricky. There's the beauty of Krishna. He's not simple. He's Leela Purushottam. Shri Ramji is very simple, so far. This Maryada Purushottam. Very simple. His way of walking, his way of smile, his way of speaking, his reciprocation, very simple and sober. And that's why it is very easy to adopt the nature of Ram. And one should adopt the nature of Shri Ram. But be careful when you're dealing with Krishna. Because when it comes to Krishna, then a big underline comes, disclaimer. Don't try to imitate Krishna. Disclaimer there. With Shri Ram, there is no disclaimer. It's open. One should and follow the standards of Shri Ram. But Krishna pastime is for very high purposes. Very high purposes. We can't even comprehend, we can't even reach to that extremes. Unless we have a boatman as Shri Guru in our life who can cross not only the material ocean, but crossing this ignorance in which we are always dwelling in. Crossing this ignorance. And how this boatman Shri Guru reveals. He reveals with a torchlight, with a light of knowledge, describing who is Krishna, who is Radharani, and what are they doing, and what is the significance of these pastimes. This is the knowledge. Unless we take shelter of Shri Guru, these things can't be revealed and can't be experienced. So taking shelter means serving. The Supreme Lord is serving Radharani. There's a lesson to us. So externally appears he's enjoying there, but actually he's serving there. How come? I'm coming to this point. So anyway, everyone on the boat, Krishna is very tricky, very clever. In the beginning, he's acting very sober, very quiet. But when he came in the middle of the river, when there is no point of even jumping into the river or swim back to the shore, yeah? In that situation, Krishna was waiting for this time. That's why I say he's very vidagdha, he's very tricky. There, by his will, by his desire, an environment was created, big storm, and the boat started shaking. And when boat started shaking, all the gopis, started shouting, screaming, save, save, help us. And who's the protector there? Who's the protector of the boat? No, Radha Rani. Krishna's not the protector. I'm coming to this. Krishna played this trick for a reason. I'm coming to that point. What is the reason? Because gopis were spread it out, the boat was big. The gopis spread out, they were on the one end, and Krishna on the other end rowing the boat. And Krishna's trying to play or make a situation when all the gopis can come close to him. And amongst all the gopis, his Aradhya, Radharani, his worshipable, can come the most close and he can get a chance to embrace her. That's the intent of Krishna of this entire pastime. To have one embrace of Radharani. But Krishna, you are supreme. If you say Krishna, you supreme Lord, you can do anything, any impossible possible. If you think like this, then that will be a delusion in the pastime. There will be not a fun. Forget he is supreme. Because in Vrindavan, he is not supreme Lord. He is only a young boy. He forgets that I am Bhagwan. He is not Bhagwan there. He's an ordinary boy, teenager. And he wants to get one embrace of Radharani. For what reason? To enjoy? No. To please Radharani. Because she drives pleasure. When Krishna comes close to her, it's for her pleasure. But then you can say, Radharani is driving pleasure, that means she is enjoying with Krishna? No. She is serving Krishna by coming close to Krishna. So it's very difficult to comprehend. Is this pastime is for enjoyment or this pastime is for serving? It's very difficult for those who are not familiar. But it's easy for those who are familiar with the philosophical background, with the siddhanta of this pastime. So when they're in the middle of the river, storm came, boat started shaking. The gopis said, Krishna, help us, protect. Krishna said, how can I help? You gopis are carrying such big pots of yogurt, milk, ghee. You want to save that or you want to save your lives? Gopis said, of course, we want to save our lives. Then why are you carrying all these pots? Just throw away in the river. Because it's overburdened. It's so much burdened with this heavy weight. Gopi said, okay, whatever you say, we'll follow that. Because the point of life and death. So they threw all the yogurt, milk, ghee, everything, all the food preps in Mansi Ganga. And through this, Krishna has performed the Abhishek of Mansi Ganga, who's flowing and serving Radha and Krishna. Who's flowing like Giriraj Govardhan. So one who serves Krishna never think Krishna is not acknowledging your services. There can be some time difference, but acknowledgement is already there, and the results will going to come forth later or sooner or later. It's going to come. Mansi Ganga always serving Radha and Krishna. Mansi Ganga serving all the Brajvasis. And Krishna, on a very high esteem, is very thoughtful. One who serves my Brajvasis, is my duty to serve them. As Giriraj Govardhan is serving all Brajvasis, and Krishna performed the worship of Giriraj Govardhan. So Krishna wanted to do Abhishek of Mansi Ganga through the Braj Gopis by milk, yogurt and all those paraphernalia. Understand? एक लीला करे प्रभु करे 5-7. With one pastime, Krishna accomplished many pastimes. So Mansi Ganga is getting served with Abhishek, right? Bolo Mansi Ganga ki. This is done. And now what about the gopis? The boat again starts shaking, very shaky. And Gopi said, what now? The boat is supposed to be less burdened now. The weight is gone. Krishna said, no. Who told you to decorate so much? See your earrings, so heavy. Your bracelets, waist belt, shola shingar, 16 varieties of ornaments. Ankle bells, heavy with diamonds. Because of these heavy ornaments, the boat is still burdened. So if you want to save your life or you want to save your ornaments? No, we want to save our life. Then throw all the ornaments in Mansi Ganga. The Gopi said, yes. They took out all the ornaments, everything in Mansi Ganga. What do you do? When you do one yajna or a festival or event, what's supposed to be done after the event is over? Donation. So first Abhishek was done, and through the Gopis' ornaments, a donation was given to Mansi Ganga. And the best donations is what? The ornaments of the Braj Gopis. Mansi Ganga was so happy. Because who is Mansi Ganga? Mansi Ganga is a Gopi who resides in Golok Vrindavan. And she came from Golok Vrindavan on this planet as Mansi Ganga. So this was also given. Now the boat must be supposed to be light, right? But no. Krishna again, it was so tricky. He made the boat again so shaky. Gopi said, what now? What now? Krishna said, you all are so far at the end there. That's why it's imbalanced. All of you come here, close to me. But Krishna, we are chaste ladies. We can't come close to you. If you disturb us, we're going to complain to your parents. Krishna said, okay, don't come that close, at least a little bit, in the middle of the boat, so I can save my boat. And they were thinking, oh, what's happening today? Why today all this problem came to us? Anyway, taking Radharani and all the gopis in the middle of the boat, Krishna is now rowing the boat. Again the boat starts shaking. Gopi said, what now? Krishna said, nothing. I wanted all of you to come a little close. Radharani indicated all other gopis, you all go close to Krishna. I'm not going. So she left behind with some gopis, and some other gopis, they came along with Krishna. But again the boat was shaky. And now Krishna made such a shake to that boat. Radharani, who was standing very close to Krishna, she slipped and she fell on Krishna, and Krishna took hold of Radharani and gave her loving embrace. And seeing this, all the gopis start clapping. Any gopis here who can clap for Radha Krishna? Jai Jai Radha Krishna Yugal Mela. This entire pastime is there to unite Radha and Krishna. Radha, in her heart, was also this mood, I want to be with Krishna. It's not that she don't like Krishna, she loves Krishna the most. But there is some hesitation. There is some sankoch, hesitation. And that hesitation, that sankoch is there to enhance the meeting. The mood inside Radharani is to meet with Krishna, and mood inside Krishna is to meet with Radharani. But there was a little hesitation. But by this pastime, Krishna came, brought Radharani close to him, and in this way there was one loving embrace. And seeing this, all the gopis started clapping. And Radha Krishna, they at the one end, and all the gopis, they sat in 2 rows, and they started singing the glories of Radha and Krishna. Jaya Jaya Radha Krishna Yugala Milan, Arati Karaye Lalita Visatilan, Madana Mohana Rupa Bhanga Sundar, Pitambara Shiki Pucha Chula Manohar, Lalita Madhava Vame Vishabhanu Kanya, Nilavasana Gari Rupe Gunadanya, Nana Vidaya Alankar Kore Jagama. No, there are no alankars. There's no ornaments there. Ornaments are already in Mansi Ganga. Yes? So for the gopis, this is the pleasure. This is pleasure for the gopis. They are participant in this pastime, and Krishna is giving them pleasure because they are so happy and delighted to see this. For this is for the gopis, and for us, for sadhakas, practitioners like us, what we supposed to say? Kanaiya le chal parli par, Savariya le chal parli par, Jahan viraje Radha Rani, Alveli sarkar, Kanaiya le chal parli par, Savariya le chal parli par. I'm not singing, just giving 2 lines. For those who know this song, yes? आता है ना? नहीं? अच्छा. Okay, the next program I'm going to sing this. And we'll get some printouts spread over to everyone. It's a very famous bhajan of Braj. What is the meaning? Kanaiya lechal parli par. Krishna, we all are in this boat, and please take us from one end to the other shore. What is the other shore? You know the significance of this? It can be, it is a simple meaning of this song, but there's a higher meaning of this song. Simple meaning is, Krishna, we catch hold of your lotus feet, and please help us to cross this ocean. This material ocean is vast, full of sufferings, full of cheatings, full of many different varieties of depressions. We are very tired, struggling in this world. So we are holding your feet. You are the best boatman. Le chal parli par. Take us from this end, from this material ocean, and throw us. Not put us, but throw us. Where? From Atlantic to Pacific? No. Throw us into that spiritual ocean, that loving ocean, that prem ocean. And that's why, in the last, when we chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, we raise our hands and say Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Why? Seeking protection from Krishna. Please save us from this material ocean. But there's another meaning. The other meaning is, one who's drowning in this Atlantic Ocean can raise hand and say, please protect me. But one who's not swimming but drowning in the prem ocean, the love of Shri Radha and Krishna, they raise hand and say, don't ever save me. Don't ever save me. Put us more down. We want to drown in this ocean. That's why there's a symbolic to say, no, don't save me. Throw me in that ocean of prem. So, one meaning of this song, Kanaiya le chal parli par, Jahan viraje Radha Rani alveli sarkar. Oh Krishna, please save me from this material ocean and throw me in that prem ocean. Where? In Vrindavan. But this higher meaning of this song is, oh Kanaiya, after million and million of lifetime of practicing Krishna consciousness, crossing the stage of Shraddha, Sadhusang, Bhajan, Kriya, Anarth, Nivritti, Nishtha, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhav, Prem. We have achieved Prem, the 9th stage, after many, many lifetimes. So now we are with you, catching hold of your feet. But that's not ultimate. Now it's your duty and responsibility to take us to where? Cross this ocean and take us to the ocean of Jahan Viraje Radha Rani Alveli Sarkar. In that domain where Radha Rani is princess And we get the opportunity to serve the lotus feet of Sri Radharani as her maid servant. We have no other hope, Krishna. We have no other hope from our friends, relatives, neighbors. We have no other hope from demigods. We have no other hope from the incarnations. We have not hope from anyone else. We only have hope with you. Hey Gopijan Vallabh Vyatete, ha ha mad ishma. We know very well you keep your promise. And you promise in Bhagavad Gita, saying that Ananyas Chintamam Jejana Paripasate Tesham Nitya Bhuktanam Yokshe Mahamiham. One who worship me, one pointedness, I make sure and I promise I take care of all the scarcities and I provide whatever they have. So remember your promise. We are trying to worship you. Now it's your responsibility as you give promise. You have to take us to that pearly par, means crossing this ocean and put us at the divine lotus feet of Aradhe Radharani, so that we can become the maid servants of Sri Radharani. That's the purpose or the meaning of boat festival. Another meaning is Krishna is not alone at the boat. Is with Radharani. That means Krishna only feel himself decorative when he is with Radharani. Even though Krishna Madhure, sweetness is very high, Krishna Saundharya Madhurya Dhura, even though extreme of beauty, Gopi Gandhare Bade Madhurya. But when he is with the gopis and especially with Radharani, his beauty enhances more. And Shukdev Goswami said, Tatrahati Shishube Bhagwan Dev ki Suta Madhya Mana Hai Mana Mamar Kapriyatha. In the Ras Leela, Krishna is exhibiting his extreme beauty there. But his beauty got enhanced when Radharani is next to Krishna. Next to Krishna. That's why he can't be on the boat alone, rowing for what reason? He always wants Radharani to be there. So Radharani, to get just one loving embrace of Radharani, this whole episode of Nauka Vihar, boat pastime took place, where Radharani served Krishna by giving her embrace, and Krishna served Radharani by accepting that embrace. And all the gopis felt pleasure seeing Radha Krishna united, and Mansi Ganga got served by Krishna to the Braj Gopis. And for us, anyone who remembers and hear or speak this pastime, very easily one can get across this material ocean. Not only of repeated birth and death, but there in this ocean, there are many sharks. You know what kind of sharks in this ocean? The shark of Siddhanta, semblance of rasa. The shark of getting merged into impersonal Brahm. This pastime is not for yogis and bhogis. Those who want to meditate on impersonalism, this pastime is not for them. They can't even understand this. Keep on meditating on something fake. Keep on meditating on something fake. And where are you going to end up with? Nothing. Back to in this ocean with Ashanti. Back to this ocean. Whereas this boat festival is meant for the loving devotees who only want the love of the Lord. Because at the end of the day, it's only the love which prevails. At the end of the day is the love which dominates. At the end of the day is love which is essence. So it's for loving devotees, those who want to serve and love Radha and Krishna, and only those who want to attain the loving service of Sri Radha and Krishna. This is so late. I thought I was going to finish by 3 o'clock, but it's too late. I must stop here. Whereas we can go as long as we can, there is no limits. But we already touched, including Maharaj and Prabhu, we touched the important facts and the points and so much inspiration by hearing about the purpose, the intent of this boat festival. We all pray to Krishna. Finally, the day will come in our life after achieving prem. Krishna kripa gopi tehe braje basamyaham. With the mercy and compassion of Krishna, the last limit will be gopi tehe braje basamyaham, to give up a residence in Braj, Vrindavan, with the form of the gopi. That's all. This is the limit. Krishna has only these limitations. And after Krishna completes his compassion and mercy, when he ends up there, the mercy and compassion of Radharani begins from there. Krishna kripa gopi de braje brasamiham. To get a gopi form, a female gopi form, conducive, favorable to serve Radharani in Vrindavan, there's the last limit of Krishna's mercy. And when the mercy of Krishna ends, it becomes the beginning of the mercy of Radharani. And from there on, what's going to happen? Radhikanuchari bhutva parke rase sada Radha Krishna vilaseshu paricharjam karome. From there it happens. Radhikanuchari bhutva. One gets the loving service as a maid servant of Shri Radharani and serving Radha Krishna in paramar mood, parkya bhav, to support and unite Shri Radha Krishna in their divine pastimes. I just said everything in a nutshell. There are many intelligent senior devotees, they will understand my indication. Gaur Premanande. So as we heard all these pastimes, these details given by our acharyas, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev, our Guru Maharaj, respected Gurudevs, without them, we would have always been in darkness. Always in darkness. So this is how, with the torchlight of knowledge, they dissipated that darkness and brought us from that miserable situations of only selfishness and self-enjoyment to selfless and to serve Radha. It's the supreme divine couple. That's the transition from that, dissipating that darkness. We are very blessed and we are very fortunate it happened in our life. But fie on them. Vanchitosmi. They are bereft of getting entrance into this domain of beautiful loving service of Radha and Krishna by foolishly following the footsteps of materialistic people. Foolishly following footsteps of foolish people who want to get merged in impersonal Brahman. What are you going to get there? There's nothing there. And those who are always indulged in sense enjoyment, what are you going to get there? Nothing there. Saturations and then fading. So, an open invitation. Come along. Let us all go and ride on this boat, where the boatman is Krishna, and is going to take us to divine, transcendental pleasures, where pratipadam purnamrita swadanam, with each and every step one derives complete pleasure and relishment, every single day, every single hour, every single minute. Such a nice cruise. Such a nice cruise. Yeah? It's an open invitation without any fee. Shraddhavan jana hai bhakti adhikari. Just a little bit shraddha, faith, come along with us. We all can go and sit on this boat and Krishna will take us very easily from there. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Hello Shri Radha Rani ki. Okay. Next plan is, it's already 3:30 now. The next plan is, where's the cake? The birthday cake? Yeah, can you please bring in front of the deities here, birthday cake? And the birthday girl, she's a little shy, she needs some encouragement from everyone with a clapping. She can cut the cake in front of the deities and offer to the deities. I'm going to sing 5 minutes, meanwhile this procedure is happening. And after that, we all going to surround around the pond, the Mansi Ganga, and Radha Krishna on the boat. Me and Maharaj, some devotees, seniors, they can pull the boat because that's the only way we can do that. We can pull that rope, the golden rope, and make Radha Krishna go around the pond. You all can see this and adore the beauty of Radha and Krishna. Clap for them. The singing is going to go on. The girls can sing, right? Amantra and Radhe Radhe. And we end up with the Aarti. Yes? Oh no, sorry. End up with a big feast. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for this. Last one. Radhe 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 Govinda Radhe 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 Oh Radhe 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 Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Radhe, Govinda Radhe, Govinda Radhe, Govinda Radhe, Gopinath Radhe, Govinda Radhe, Radhe Radhe, Govinda Radhe, Radhe Radhe. Radhe 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 Govinda Radhe Radhe Govinda Radhe Gopinath Radhe Govinda Radhe Govinda Radhe Gopinath Radhe Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Radhe Radhe Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna. Okay, one more thing. How we are supposed to celebrate our birthday spiritually? Just we are having here today for the pleasure of Thakurji, deities at the center of the event, and inviting all the Vishnus to invoke all blessings and auspiciousness in our life by cutting the cake which is offered to Radha and Krishna and going to offer to Gurudev. But you're going to see one other thing. There are 18 diyas, 18 lamps. Because she turned 18 today, she's offering those 18 diyas and worshipping Radha and Krishna and Srila Gurudev. That means with the mood, with the emotion, I'm offering my 18 years of my life to your divine lotus feet. That's the mood behind that. So as long as, I'm sorry those who turn 70, then you can have just one big diya It's good with 18, 20 and 30. The 17, 8 is going to be a little difficult. So this is what she's going to do. Diyas are ready? Diyas are ready? So both kids, both girls can do this karate. They can do karate to Radha, Govindji and the boat. Take that before you get hot. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare everyone can come forward and participate. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. don't come close to the deities. Take your shoes off and then you can go. Please don't wear shoes.
Radha, ready? Radha, 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 Radha. Take that stick.